Okie dokie, great. So, welcome. Yay, it's the Cali Yoga Club. Woohoo, Tuesday. And I'd like you to have a seat in your chair. Sit in a way that feels supportive for you. I'd like it if you'd put your feet on the ground. So maybe sit towards the edge of the chair, but if you want to put a pillow at your back, between your back and the back of the chair, I'm good with that. And for starters, we're going to begin as we have been, one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, just right over your navel. I want you to lean forward just far enough to take a peek at your toes and spread your toes out. See that your feet are lined up parallel to one another. Good, good. And then sit yourself up tall. So we're seated in mountain pose, right? Mountain pose, so often we think of it as a standing pose, but we can cultivate that inner strength, that sense of being grounded and elevated at the same time. We can be more than one thing at a time. We can cultivate that sense of strength, that sense of being grounded and elevated and expansive while we're in our seat. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, if you feel safe, if you feel secure in your spot. Drop your awareness down to your ankles, your feet, all the way to your toes. Wiggle your toes a couple of times if they will, and feel the texture of the floor beneath your feet. And then pull your awareness up the shin bones, over the knees, along the thighs, and to the hips. And we're just going to settle there for a few breaths, noticing the firmness of the chair underneath you, the support that the chair is giving you right now. So many of us spend our days supporting others in various ways. It's a little gift every once in a while to notice when we're being supported, even by an inanimate object such as a chair. And then take your attention up your spine. Imagining that you're climbing up each vertebrae like you're going up the rungs of a ladder. Your spine is long, it's erect but not rigid. There's a relaxing component to your shoulders. And from your shoulders, let your awareness drop down to your hands, and more specifically, fine tuning your awareness to notice the breath circulating under each hand. And maybe the breath is favoring one hand more than the other. And maybe you can notice the width of your breath as well as the depth. And finally, take your awareness upstairs into the mind and turning on the mental weather channel and checking in this morning. How's the weather up there today? Are you noticing any dominant thoughts? Or is it just a mad rush of everything all at once? We're not going to try to squash the thoughts. The mind thinks. That's what the mind does. You could say it's the dharma of the mind to think. But we are going to invite the thoughts to move into the background just for the next 30 minutes in order to be present, to be aware for each breath, for each moment. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Each breath is going to be a little deeper than the one before. Breathing through your nose. Notice the temperature of the breath as it comes in at the tip of the nostrils. And notice any changes in the temperature of the breath as it exits at the tip of the nostrils. And this third breath is your deepest breath of the morning so far. And when you exhale, bring your hands to your lap. Good. Let's take a look at the toes again. Pick the toes up, spread them out, and set them back down. We're going to do that 4 or 5 times, just lifting and spreading and then setting down. And just a little assessment between the right foot, left foot. Notice if the toes are equally buoyant between the 2 feet. Now pick your toes up, spread them out, keep them spread, and then you're going to take just the big toes down to the floor. Yeah, maybe take the pinky toes down to the floor. And then relax all your toes down on the mat. Good. Wiggle your toes a few times. Wonderful. I want you to scoot forward, sit to the edge of your seat just a little bit more. Bring your arms down by your sides, and we're going to move with the breath. As you inhale, take your arms out and up overhead. Stay rooted in the seat, lift through your fingertips. And when you exhale, float your arms down to your sides. Yeah, we're going to do that a couple more times. Breathing in, lift, get wide, then get tall. And breathing out, arms float down by your sides. Inhale. Excellent. And exhale. Beautiful. And we're going to mix it up just a little bit. Breathing in, take the arms out and up overhead. And then you're going to take your left hand to the edge of the chair and reach your right arm over the right ear. Side bending over to the left. Good. And then breathing in, both arms up, lengthen your spine. And now you'll take your right hand down to the edge of the seat and reach your left arm over the left ear. I call this the spinal quick lube. It's like a little 3-minute spinal hydration. Arms up. We're going to go to the left again. On the exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches over. Notice if you're getting light on the right sitting bone. Breathing in, reach up, lift up. And exhale, right hand down, reach the left arm over. Great. One more time from side to side. Y'all look great, by the way. And lifting up. Good. And right hand down. You're going to lift up once more, and we're going to switch it up again. This time you're going to turn to the left. So the left hand comes to the edge of your chair, right hand somewhere on the left leg. And give yourself a gentle twist to the left. And on the inhale, unwind your spine, send the arms up, and we'll twist to the right. Right hand comes to the edge of the chair, left hand takes a hold of the right leg somewhere. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times from side to side. The inhalation lifts the arms, lifts the side ribs. And then see if you can keep that elevation through your sternum as you turn to the left. And arms up, breathing in. And turn to the right. All right, one more time from side to side. Excellent. Arms come up, big breath in. Then bring your arms down by your sides. Take your hands to the edge of your seat, just behind your tush. So the spinal quick lube takes your spine in all 6 directions. So we've gone lateral, we've gone rotational. Now we're going to do an extension. Stay anchored in your feet, anchored in your sitting bones. But as you inhale, draw the elbows towards one another. Draw the shoulder blades in. Lift your sternum up towards the ceiling. And take your eyes to where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you. Good. And then relax. I want you to bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, and you're going to push your knees into your hands, and you're going to resist. Push and resist. And at the same time, the sternum lengthens forward, the heart lengthens forward. Great. And then lift yourself upright again. Bring your hands to the back of the chair, the edge of the sides of the chair rather, just behind the bum. And here we go again. Spinal extension. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Draw the elbows towards one another. Lift up the heart as though it was just going to beam right out of your chest. Excellent. Good. And then relax. And once more, you're going to fold yourself forward. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees. And let's get some activation. Push your knees into your hands, but resist. Push and resist, push and resist. You may feel some corresponding somewhere in the hips. Maybe the sit bones feel like they're widening a little bit, or the sacrum might feel some action here. And one more time, lift yourself up. Hands come to the edge of the chair, slightly behind the bum. Here we go. Last one. Elbows come towards one another. Shoulder blades pull inwards towards the spine. Lift the chest up. It's kind of like a seated cobra pose. All right. And lift up. Okay, we're going to switch it up just a little with the legs. I want you to take your feet slightly farther apart, not too much, just maybe a half a step farther. And you're going to crisscross your forearms between your knees, so opposite hands to the inside of your knees now, okay? And you're going to push your knees into your hands, and you're going to push your hands into your knees. Push, 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 resist, resist, resist. And if it doesn't feel good for you to bring your hands to the inside of the knees like this, just do what we were doing previously with the hands to the outside. Ah, good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, relax. All right, bring yourself upright. Let's do 5 sit stands. No hands if you can. Draw your feet back towards the chair so your knees are going to be slightly over your toes. Fingertips can come to the shoulders. Take a breath in. When you exhale, chest comes forward, press into your feet, stand up. Excellent. Have a seat. Careful when you sit down. 4 more times. Here we go. Push into the feet and lift. Beautiful. Have a seat. Number 3, lift up. Lovely, everyone. Have a seat, gentle on the landing. 2 more times. Propel yourself upright. Good. And have a seat. Last one. Stand up, stay up. Nicely done. Good. Bring your arms down by your sides. So I'm going to have you today stand behind your chair. Hi, Murray. Welcome.
Hi, hi.
Stand behind your chair. So your hands are still going to be at the top of your chair, but take your feet a bit wider, whatever feels good and supportive for you. We're not going for a split stance here. That's not in the cards at all, maybe ever. But you're going to take your feet a little wider than hip width apart, and I want you to turn your toes out slightly. Fingertips can rest on the back of the chair. We don't need a death grip for this. We're not going to be on one foot. I want you to bend into your right knee, right hip. Keep the left leg straight and hug the floor with all 4 corners of your left foot. And then move over into your left knee and a little flexion in your left hip. Good. We're going to do this from side to side several more times. Move slow, sink into that right knee, right hip. Chest is elevated. And then glide over to the left knee, left hip. So now you can try linking this movement with your breath. Let the inhalation pull you to center. And as you exhale, softly sink into that right knee, right hip. Breathing in, lift up. And breathing out, left knee, left hip. Good. We're going to go 2 more times from side to side. Inhale and exhale. And breathing in and breathing out. Good. Last round on your own. Good. Now meet you back at center. At this point, you're welcome to keep your hands on the back of the chair. Bend both knees, coming into what we call goddess pose or temple pose. Door number 1, hands to the back of the chair. Door number 2, hands to the knees. Okay. Wherever you choose to put your hands, I want you to take a breath in and lift your sternum up away from your belly. And when you exhale, dip your left shoulder forward and look over your right shoulder. Woo-wee! Lift up as you breathe in. And then dip your right shoulder down and look to the left. All right, let's do that 2 more times from side to side, using the breath to lift yourself up. Just the chest up. Keep the knees bent if you can. Exhale, look to the right. Lifting up as you breathe in, pull your sternum up, your side ribs up, and exhale, dip the right shoulder, look to the left. 1 more time. I can hear your quadriceps from here. Look to the right as you dip your left shoulder. Oh, inhale, coming to center, and exhale, you're going to dip your right shoulder and look to the left. Oy vey, come back to center. Now keep your knees bent, keep your hips low. Either hands to the back of the chair or bring your arms out like a cactus. Jazz hands. Wah! A-okay. Good. Bear cub. Eek. Jazz hands. Wah! Vulcan. What? Yes, Vulcan. Ooh, sink a little lower if you can. This is it. Last breath. Hands to the chair. Everyone, slowly straighten your legs. Ooh, as if there were any other way. Whew. Square your feet and keep them wide, but square your feet and just move your hips from side to side. Yeah, that's a burner, I know. We're done with that. I'm going to have you turn your right toes to the right. So they're going to point to the wall at your right. Bring your left foot, that's your back foot, step it over to the left just a skosh. Okay. And now, left hand's going to stay on the chair, right hand to your waist. I want you to bend that right knee and sink into the right knee. Okay. And turn your chest to look out beyond the right knee, looking forward. Good. And left hand, left forearm can stay on the chair. If you'd like, you can take your arms up. This is warrior 1. If you'd like to keep your left hand on the chair, just take your right arm up. Beautiful. Bring your right hand to your waist. Slowly straighten your right leg. Very nice, y'all. And you're going to turn your right toes in, both hands to the chair, and take a moment to square your feet. All right, let's do the other side. You're going to turn your left toes a quarter turn to the left. Take your right foot over to the right side of the mat. So if you're just a wider base between your feet, sink into your left knee and notice how this side presents differently, or if it does, than the other side. Bring your left hand to your waist and turn your chest to look out beyond your left knee. Now, if your left shoulder approves of this, you can take your left arm up. You can keep your right hand to the chair or challenge your balance a little bit and bring your right arm up. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Place your right hand to the back of the chair, bring your left hand to your waist, and slowly straighten the left leg. Excellent. Turn your left toes in, and then both hands will rest to the chair. Square your feet. Good. I want you to move your hips a little from side to side. Heel toe your feet, a step in. It's kind of your little break dance move. Heel toe your feet towards one another and then step your feet together. Good. We're going to do one Utkatasana. Okay. Utkatasana is usually called chair pose, but if you literally translate it, it means fierce pose. So your feet are just about hip width apart, parallel to one another. I've just moved the chair so that you can see my body, but you can have your hands on the chair or one hand on the chair. You're just going to bend your knees, coming down into like your air chair, right? Feet are parallel. Good. You can have a hand to the chair or you can bring both hands to your heart. Very nice. Stand up slow and strong. Really nice, everybody. Have a seat in your chair. I'm going to finish up with just a little bit of breathing before I cut you loose for the rest of the day, whatever your day has in store. Okie doke. First things first, just like when we're standing, we build everything from the ground up. We start with the feet in our standing poses. Same with sitting. We build from the ground up. So we check in with the feet, parallel, spread the toes, get anchored, check in with the sitting bones, feel balanced and even. I just want you to take your hands to your lap. Let's go palms down. Elevate your spine and close your eyes. As you become aware of your breath, I want you to begin balancing your breathing pattern. So you're inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 4 counts. And it's completely irrelevant to me how fast or slow you count. You just try to keep it steady. So the inhalations and the exhalations mirror one another. You just count silently to yourself, breathing in and breathing out. And now notice that at the top of the inhalation, there's just the slightest amount of hang time. There's just a brief moment where nothing's happening before you gently fall into the exhale. And likewise, at the bottom of the exhalation, there's a brief moment of space, of stillness, before the body breathes in. And keep rolling with that 4 count breath. And now you're going to explore the gaps. When you come to the top of your next in-breath, pause for 2 counts and exhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, pause for 2 counts before inhaling. Good, and keep going. If any of this instruction causes anxiety or any sort of like, what the hell? Just let it go. Let the instruction go. It's not worth it. And just let your breath breathe itself. Even without counting the breath, I bet you'll still find the gap at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. It is such a joy when modern science validates what the yoga texts teach from thousands of years ago, that when we balance and steady our breath, we bring balance and steadiness to the nervous system. And when we can begin minding the gaps between the breaths, that sets the stage for minding the gaps in the mind, minding the gaps between thought and action, thought and word. If we just paused for 2 counts before we reacted, what a difference that could make. Let your next exhalation be the last round of this particular breathing pattern. And allow yourselves just a couple of breaths of natural breathing without being influenced or manipulated. Become aware of your feet, your seat, and bring your hands together. Take the base of your thumbs to your forehead. May we have space in our minds as we move into the week. And place your fingertips down on or by your lips. May we have space in our breath and space in our words. And place the base of your thumbs to your sternum. And may we find space in our bodies and space in our spirits. Great. Thank you, everyone. Great job.